Hoop action unfolds as preseason favorites have their day on court. Our prep athletes end their fall seasons with a bang. And how does this veteran coach describe this week's highlights?
Speed kills.
It's all next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
He's going down the right sideline. He's on right side.
Today's show is brought to you by the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Geico, and Papa John's.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. If you're like me, the current NBA lockout has you craving for basketball. Well, we've got just what you need to curb those cravings, starting with the Function at the Junction boys mixer from Walbrook. Edmondson and Delaney gets us going. Let's go courtside.
The 98 hoop season got underway for Pete Pompey's Redskins from Edmondson, looking to improve on last year's 7-win season. They needed to come out strong against a tough Delaney Lions scoring attack led by senior forward Romas Krywanis. The Lions 12-10 last season worked the ball into Romas all night, and he took advantage of some good power moves to the bucket while drawing the foul. Now Edmondson's Eddie Colbert got the Redskins moving in the right direction, working the ball around the perimeter and getting good movement on the inside for the three-point plays. Edmondson from early on looked as though this would be their night, and Colbert's as well, as he drills this 15-foot J, which just skins a comfortable lead going into the break. But the Lions would steal the show in the second half, once again taking advantage of a strong inside game and good penetration from Colin Stevens, who finished with 8 points to Delaney out front, commanding lead. Now Edmondson fought back to within 3 with just over a minute to go, but Delaney would reverse every comeback bid with a fancy score of their own to hold on for the opening night victory over Edmondson, 65-60.
Now let's take a look at some other results on the Geico Direct scoreboard.
Opening night as Mount Hebron visited 10th-ranked Mount St. Joseph's. The Gales were 24-9 a year ago. And early on, the Gales were aggressive as Kevin Meadows drives and scores. It'll be a three-point play. Mount St. Joe's down 14-11. Mount Hebron's defense forces the turnover here as Matt White tips to Brian Williams. Joey Armstead will finish the play off. Mount Hebron maintaining their lead. Moments later, the Vikings again with the steal. Armstead's attempt will be short, but Matt White is there for the cleanup. Mount Hebron up 35-29 at the half. Third quarter, Brian Williams drives, and right there for the tip-in is Saad Chaudhry. It's Mount Hebron up by 5 as Mount St. Joe's feeling it slip away a little bit, but the Gales pull together. Tracy Bowers' 3 ignites the team. The Hebron lead 47-45 after 3. However, in the fourth, it's all Mount Hebron. The Vikings would outscore Mount St. Joe's 16-4. Roll on to the upset. Final score, Mount Hebron 63, Mount St. Joe's 49.
Let's move away from basketball for a quick preview of what we can expect on the wrestling mat this winter season as we drop in on the Annapolis High Wrestling Tournament featuring the city and county's top performers. Two-time state champ Chris Combs of Old Mill is looking to add to his 7 public school titles in the 125-pound class, while Gilman's Damian Davis, one of the top wrestlers in the nation, is stepping it up to defend his private school 189-pound title. Greyhound teammate Mike Faust, also nationally ranked, isn't looking at this season as a skip through the park. He looks to defend his heavyweight crown. And watch for Calvert Hall, the Baltimore area private school champ, Old Mill, Anne Arundel's public school champ, and Mount St. Joe all to be close at the end of the season as they mix it up for this year's state title.
When we come back, we'll take you back to the Function at the Junction with a game featuring 2 Baltimore Sun top 10 teams. St. Francis against Southwestern is the Dick's Sporting Goods big game of the week, and it's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. Welcome back. For much of this decade, the St. Francis Academy boys basketball team has been a Catholic League power. Even with the departure of Sean Hampton, last year's top player, St. Francis still figures to be one of the area's top teams. St. Francis had a tough test in its opener, facing Southwestern in Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week. Before we go out to the game, let's take a look at this week's Classroom Stars.
Well, Jerry, first from Southwestern, we salute Terrell Dantzler, a senior guard who's earned a 3.2 grade point average, and Jamal Brunt, a senior guard from St. Francis who sports a 3.0 GPA.
Now let's head out to Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week with Brian Sinkoff.
There wasn't much of a function for St. Francis fans in Friday night's function at the Junction over at Walbrook. The headliner matchup had the 6th-ranked Panthers up against number 9 Southwestern. And it was all Sabres from the giddy-up, as Mike Jones was the real deal. First, he gets it going with the alley-oop on the break. Then the senior steps out to drain the three-pointer. And then again, Jones dials 3, and this time he draws the foul. He had 9 quick points as the Sabres jumped out to a 12-2 lead. And they weren't done yet. Check out Earl Carr, as Jones shows he can also pass the ball as well. 18-6 Southwestern after 1. More of the same in the second. Carr on the break, and you can shoot one more, Earl. He had 16 on the night, and it was 25-12 Southwestern. Mike Jones wasn't through just yet himself. With 2 defenders all over him, he still gets the fadeaway to go. And then on transition, he glides through 2 more defenders en route to the deuce. Jones led everybody with 26 points, and it was 39-22 Sabres at the half. But St. Francis tried to rally in the third quarter. Terrence Withers with a great no-look pass to Tim Payne underneath. Look out below as Payne led the Panthers with 21, and the lead was cut to 9 after 3. St. Francis seemed to have the momentum after this tough layup from Terrence Withers. He had 11 points on the night, and they trailed it by 7 with plenty of time still left. But Southwestern would prove to be too strong in the end. Jones slices through the D and feeds Jamal Johnson. Johnson pitched in 14 as Southwestern defeats St. Francis 75-55. In the game, they truly dominated. What a great way to start off the season for Southwestern. A team with a losing record just a year ago comes into the function at the Junction and pulls off a big upset. Certainly, they hope this leads to confidence for the rest of the year.
It's always great winning the first game. And to beat a quality team like St. Francis, who every year is in the top 10, who's won maybe, 4 out of 5 Catholic League championships. I mean, you know, there's no description of it, and they're a terrific team. And to beat a terrific team with a pretty good team, that's always a good thing.
And this has to be a great start to the season.
Let everybody know we ain't no sorry team. We back in it. They know we back in it again.
Thanks, Brian. At St. Mary's High School, Coach Harry Dobson has molded the Saints into one of the area's top teams. Last year, St. Mary's had a 25-8 record, which included a perfect mark in the Catholic League. As Dobson attempts to lead St. Mary's to another league title, we salute him as the Toyota Coach of the Week.
We play the toughest schedule any high school in the state of Maryland. And our number one goal is not, we know we're not going to win all our games. We would love to, but to get my kids in front of college coaches. And we go to Virginia, we go to Atlantic City, we bring teams here from New Jersey. I do anything I can to promote the kids.
And 13 years, Harry Dobson has been promoting his rock stars from St. Mary's of Anne Arundel County. Harry owns a carpet business that occupies about 80 hours a week of his time. The rest he devotes to his team.
This is the outlet that gets me away from the telephone and away from customers. And you know, I enjoy being with the kids. They're really fun, and hopefully I'll be able to pass on something to them that they'll be able to carry on to college.
And what would be that one piece of coaching philosophy that Harry Dobson can pass on to other coaches?
Speed kills. Right, Ms. Limpton?
Congratulations, Harry Dobson. Now let's meet some of the area's best student athletes. Each week, Toyota and the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show will recognize outstanding male and female athletes of the week. Today's winners are Melissa Muller of the Hereford soccer team. Melissa recently was named the most valuable player in the coach's All-State game. And T.J. Welch of the state champion Oakland Mills football team. Welch finished his career as the school's all-time passing leader while leading Oakland Mills to the Class 1A title. We salute Melissa and T.J., the Toyota Athletes of the Week.
We played as a team. We had a rough start in the beginning because our unity year and team spirit wasn't quite all there, but we brought it together and we worked really well as a team. I mean, our last game against Hammond, we just really brought it together really well.
And Missy Muller had her game together all year long, which is why she represented Hereford in the state all-star game last week. She finished this season with 25 goals and 12 assists, earning all Metro and state honors. But this is what Missy strives for.
I'm extremely hard on myself because if I'm not having a good game or something, I tend to get on myself really hard because I feel that I should be a leader on the field. And I feel that if we lose, it's my fault.
She demands a lot of herself, but she gives it all back because, well, like she has a sense of tradition about soccer. She is a coach for the little youth group, and she plays at the highest level with the state champion club team. And then she still has the energy to participate with us in the high school level, and just leaves everything on the field, and also is right there for her teammates in terms of mentoring, and particularly for the younger kids that are just new to the team.
And Missy plans to continue mentoring and teaching while majoring in elementary education in college. And she feels her 4 years at Hereford have prepared her well.
High school sports definitely helps you build up your communication skills with others, and that's, especially for teaching, that's a major part of teaching is communicating.
Congratulations, Missy Muller, our Toyota Female Athlete of the Week.
Since August 15th, we've been, our whole goal was to win the state championship, and, we felt we had the talent to do it, and we definitely had the commitment that we came in every practice working hard with the one common goal, and that was to win the state championship, and we got it done.
TJ Welsh has been getting it done all season for Oakland Mills. Aside from leading the Scorpions to the state title, he became the school's all-time leading passer, breaking the single-season record with over 1,900 yards.
TJ is a kid who's a student of the game. He's a big, physical, intelligent quarterback, and he throws an extremely hard ball. He throws the ball about as well as anybody that's going to school here.
TJ threw for 15 TDs this season and rushed for 4 others. But he's the first to admit he didn't come by his success all alone.
We didn't have any superstars, but we had a lot of role players, and a lot of people stepped up this year, and it was a different person almost every game. So you never know who was going to step up. We were a well-balanced team.
And TJ stays balanced in the classroom with a 3.4 GPA and hopes to utilize his skills both on and off the field to get a good college education and perhaps a law degree. Still, no matter what success he achieves from here on out, he'll never forget this season.
I'll never forget that state championship game. That was the greatest feeling I've ever had in my life.
Congratulations, TJ Welsh, our Toyota Male Athlete of the Week.
Now let's look at this week's highlights. They include the Best Buy Play of the Week and the Best Buy Best Cheer.
Our highlight reel this week serves as a wake-up call that the 98 basketball season has begun, beginning with a buzzer beater before the end of the quarter by Delane Glenwood Jackson, who drains the bucket. We move over to the Northern Walworth game for strong inside play by Viking center Joe Miller, who adds his muscle to the tussle. Cross court, we get a good dish through the back door to Joey Armstead of Mount Hebron, who lays the rock up and in. One good dish deserves another, as James Horton of Edmondson spots Jason Murphy in the lane for the easy deuce. Here, St. Francis guard Terrence Witters says, I can play inside with the big boys, as he sinks the rock and draws the foul. And bringing us home, we find Witters once again on the play as he feeds the ball behind his back to Tim Payne, who goes up top for the monster jam for our Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week.
Our Best Buy Best Cheer this week comes from the Gales of Mount St. Joe's. Take it away, ladies.
When we come back, we'll meet this week's Papa John's featured student athlete. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's a fact. Student athletes make higher grades and have better attendance. So get involved. Get an education.
Welcome back. Right after her sophomore season at McDonough, Vickie Brick made a stunning announcement. She was going to give up basketball to focus her attention on tennis. Well, Brick changed her mind, and after her junior year, she was the All-Metro Girls Basketball Player of the Year. The Maryland-bound point guard is back for her senior season. Let's meet Vickie Brick, the Papa John's featured student athlete.
Basketball is my passion. I love to play it, and every time I get ready to step on that court, I get that burning feeling inside my stomach. And I know that I love doing this. I never regret anything, and I never think, oh, why am I out here? I just love every second of it. I mean, you got to pull me away off the court. Just can't get enough of it. It's kind of my obsession.
And why wouldn't Vickie Brick get wrapped up in this game, which has brought her great success? She was named All-Metro Player of the Year last season after leading the Eagles to the area's #1 ranking and the AIS A Division title.
I basically look at my role as to try to make everyone better on the team. And they see my competitiveness. You know, when I'm on the basketball court, I'm real competitive. Always getting in everyone, you know, real intense. I'm very intense, and they see that, and I think they can kind of look to me as they can feed off my intensity. I try to set the energy and intensity for the rest of the team.
When she's out on the floor, I know that there's somebody out there all the time that knows what's going on and knows what's supposed to be done. And in a timeout, a lot of times she'll say things like that are really important that sometimes, you know, I go on about other things and she'll add something in there that, oh yeah, you know, you kind of forget that it's almost like having another coach there with you. She does a great job.
It's her dedication on the practice court which Vickie feels is the reason for her success. And it's here where you may see her cutting through the lane, but you'll never see her cutting any corners.
That's pretty much where the athlete's made, in the practice arena. Pretty much how you practice will be how you play. So I just go out with the mindset to go out and outwork everyone on my team, try to outwork everyone else out there. I think that's what maybe separates me from everyone else. I try to just go the extra hour, the extra, you know, someone somewhere in the country is playing, shooting, but every time I'm out on the court, I'm like, well, I just want to be out here longer than they are. I just want to work harder than they are.
And Vickie's hard work crosses over into the classroom where she carries a 3.4 GPA. It's her dedication to her studies, along with her hoop heroics, which has landed her a scholarship to the University of Maryland and into the ACC.
I'm real excited about that opportunity to play in the ACC, and I'm excited to play for Coach Weller, who has experience of taking the team to the Final Four. And it's also close enough to home that if they want to come home on the weekend, I could just zip by and see my parents. They can come out and see me play.
And it's also a place where Vickie plans to earn a degree in business for the time when her playing days are over. But she feels sports will always be a part of her life. After all, sports has taught her a great deal about life.
Sports basically teaches you about life. I mean, it's a struggle of overcoming the challenges and adversities. It goes more than just dribbling basketball, being able to score a lot of points. It teaches you a lesson. And life's competitive. I mean, you'll lose things. You gotta learn how to deal with the wins and the losses. It's good times and bad times. And I think sports teaches you that, especially playing on a team. I mean, when you go later on in life, when you're working for an organization, there's going to be other people who you'll be interacting with. And sports teaches you how to interact with people. And they teach you how to deal with accomplishments. I mean, one day you could be the #1 team in the country, the next day you get knocked out, and you just gotta learn how to deal with that. And that's the same way with life.
Thanks, Elena. Well, that's it for this week. Before we go, we want to take this chance to thank Brian Sinkoff, one of our top reporters, for the great work he's done these past months. Brian is going to Clarksburg, West Virginia to head up the weekend sports team at WDTV. We wish Brian all the best in his new venture. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with The Sun. Until next Sunday, have a great school week ahead. Our Prep Athlete Awards are furnished by Larry Beck, the Trophy King.